Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope everybody had a good holiday. We're here to talk about, or at least to continue the series of building the greatest dynasty of all time. We are in episode 3, year 3 of the league, and we're about to hit the 2022 season, which was this previous season. Let's move on and review our previous roster, our championship roster, with the help of, some luck and timely trades. We were able to come victorious, the good guys finally winning. Year 2. Alright, so let's talk about this roster right now. So our price mid-season trades of Josh Jacobs and Mike Williams paid off. I mean, they didn't break out or anything, but they were instrumental in getting us our first championship. As is Nick Chubb. But man, our QB2 our quarterback room outside of my home is terrible. We actually started Heineke in the championship game and in the semis, and luckily we still won. But the real MVP of our team is Cooper Kupp. This was his wide receiver 1 overall season. I think he won the Triple Crown this year. And our runner-up MVP was, of course, Rookie of the Year, or at least in my eyes, or at least a lot of teams' eyes in fantasy. Amon-Ra St. Brown. This dude carried a lot of teams to a championship, and lucky for us, he won as our first championship. But looking at our wide receiver room, outside of DJ Moore as our wide receiver 4, there's really nobody. Shepard always hurt. Patrick, I think he tore his ACL this season. Josh Palmer's sophomore season, he's pretty mid. He hasn't stand out or anything, but he still has potential to be something, but probably won't be elite. In our running back room, Fournette, I think he got re-signed here. This is Brady's last year, and then I also drafted Rashad White. So, his time is coming to an end. Definitely a decent RB3. And then Melvin Gordon, about to take a back seat. This is Javonte Williams' second year. He had a great second half, and he's poised to take over the backfield. So, even though we won the championship, this team is really not that good. Yeah. Our tight end room is just Zach Ertz. He's like 32. He's still startable, and then Hawk and Daniel Jones are preseason trade. Ended the season on IR, so. And there was a chance Daniel Jones was going to get cut after this year. This was his last year. Hawkinson hasn't really done anything. Basically has 2 blow-up games every season, and then blocks the rest of the year. So I don't know if that trade, when we trade away Aaron Rodgers, if that was worth it. But hey, we got a championship. I mean, without the help of these young assets that we got back, but yeah, I mean, we won the league. We got like 8 buy-ins to think about what you could do, so we don't really gotta go crazy and make rash decisions. So let's go into the season, the off season, with a 3rd and a 4th round pick, and we'll see how it goes. And this is the rookie draft, which was last year, so it's still fresh in everybody's mind. Sky Moore hype. Crazy. Oh yeah, so we traded Jacobs. I think that dude didn't make the playoffs. They ended up 105 or 106. I mean, I could add Olave, but whatever. Then we traded 112 pretty much for Mike Williams. I think that was a fair trade. None really stand out. But anyways, let's move on. So I think I was trying to trade up at the end of round one here. I was targeting Kenny Pickett because our depth is so bad. Tyler Heineke and Daniel Jones are QB2. But they wanted a first, and I don't like blowing my first round pick during the rookie draft because our roster is not amazing, and one injury can literally derail our season. So I wasn't willing to take that chance, especially for the prospects left on the board. So I'm like, alright, I'll just wait. And then once we got to the second round, I was trying to trade up for a Rashad White because I have Fournette and White was drafted in the second round, so it pretty much spells the end of his tenure in Tampa. But nobody wanted to trade. Anyways, so there's this one manager. He had like 8 picks until like the mid-second, and I was like, all right, I need a running back. And he was trying to consolidate his picks, so he doesn't have too many. End up cutting them all. So I'm like, hey, I'm like, anybody willing to trade the upcoming second, I'll give you a future second. But finally, he bit, gave me 207, and I'll say I debated this pick. I was high on Alec Pierce and Dameon Pierce. It was between them, but I couldn't wait on a wide receiver. So I'm like, alright, running back. Even though he was a 4th round pick, he had a pathway to getting touches. So I'm like, whatever, let's roll our dice on Dameon Pierce. Maybe he'll get something, but we need depth to like maybe repeat. But we need someone that could help right now, and I felt that Dameon Pierce was that guy. So I traded my future second for Dameon Pierce. And then I think I had a 3rd round pick, 312. I would just dart throw on a running back, Haskins. Well, I could have had Pacheco, whatever. And then I had 408. I think there's a Connor. Another dart throw at running back. Then I think Zamir White was the consolation pick. 213, and then Pierce Strong 313, and then Kennedy Brooks was the 413 for the consolation prize. The comp picks. Alright, let's move on and review my rookie picks. Alright, so yeah, I told you guys I traded up my future second for Dameon Pierce. And I got Haskins and Snoop Connor. Just dart throw running backs. Alright. And then, alright, let's move on to the season. So these are my waiver pickup. Like I said, my depth was terrible. You guys saw it. Nobody worth starting on my bench. I wasted. Somebody dropped McKinnon. Picked him up for. I think we had 1,000 fab here, so I picked him up for 100. Hodgins was a nice pickup for depth. Juwan Johnson, depth. Heineke. I picked him up again. I think I traded him or I picked him up, but then I picked up Slayton in October, and then my best waiver wire pickup was Brock Purdy towards the end of the season, December 7th. I think it's first breakout game or something. Just blew all my waivers, my fab. I'm like, whatever. I need a miracle QB, so I'm like, let's just. I mean, he was having a great season, but everyone's still believe Lance or Jimmy G is the real quarterback, but I'm like, whatever, I'll just waste it. I'm not gonna use these fab anyways. So, and then these, looking back now, these are great depth position. Like our depth now looking more, because Johnson, McKinnon, Hodgins, Layton, they were borderline flexible players this season. So we finally have a squad on our bench. So let's move on to our mid-season trades. Okay, so this had a real controversy right here. So this dude wanted to get young, put McCaffrey on the block. I'm like, all right. And he also liked Pierce, Damian Pierce. I'm like, all right, I'll give you Pierce and a first round pick. That was my first offer, right? He's like, nah, I need a quarterback. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not giving you my home, but I'll give you Daniel Jones. Which Daniel Jones was having a good season around September. I think he had like 6-2 or whatever. So the hype was real. It was getting. So when this trade got accepted, the league was like, "What are you doing? Selling low on McCaffrey?" But this was before McCaffrey got traded to the Niners, so he was still being led by Baker Mayfield. So it's not like everyone thought it was he sold super low, but essentially this was 2 first-round pick for Daniel Jones or for Christian McCaffrey. I thought it was fair. I accepted it. He actually offered this, so I accepted it. Build up my running back room, so I was going for a back-to-back championship at this point. And then I had Heineke, so I traded Heineke because Daniel Jones was playing well, and I needed wide receiver depth. So I'm like, all right, MVS, still chasing that Mahomes stack. I'm like, I'll never start Heineke, so whatever. So this when Wentz got hurt and bench, so Heineke was starting, and I was like, whatever, I don't need him. And then my final trade, December 12th, this was probably like trade deadline before the playoff. A lot of teams were retooling, and at this point, Cooper Kupp went on IR. Mike Williams was hurt. DJ Moore was very inconsistent. So I was like, I need to make a move. And I think I overpaid a little bit at this time because I mean DK was having a good season, but 2 firsts for DK, even though they're late first. But luckily I got my second back, so I'm like, whatever, let's make it. This deal took a week. Oh no, actually 2 days, but let's show you what's going on the rest of the league at this point. So this is the other contender trades. So these two right here from the same team around October. I was actually offered AJ Brown. He offered me this dude offered me AJ Brown for my first and DJ Moore. But I was like, too soon to trade my first. Too soon. Like, I want to know, because I don't like trading my first until I'm sure it's going to happen. So I said no. So I ended up trading AJ Brown for Russell Wilson at first. I guess I bought low on Russ. And Pacheco wasn't like the starter yet, but he was getting a lot of burn. So that wasn't crazy at that point. And then toward the trade deadline, this dude got Derrick Henry. He was the #1 seed here. So he had a Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, and Pacheco at the deadline. Then another team faced Hopkins and Dalvin Cook for 2 firsts and a second at the deadline. So there was 3 teams that was like just buying players for a championship. It was a crazy deadline. So here I am after these trades. We'll get before 7. I was like, all right, bro, let's get this done. I just lost Cup. Mike Williams was hurt, I think. DJ Moore's trash with because quarterback play was trash. So I'm like, whatever, I'll give two first. Let's go for this back-to-back championship. So basically, this is the standings before the playoff. I was the second seed, so I get a bye. All right. First seed, I think I lost to him. So, but I destroyed this league this season by 300 points. Yeah, it was insane. Like Ramondre was going off. This was Jacob's RB1 year. Cup was going off in the beginning of the season. Chubb, still Chubb. And then let's move on to our roster for the playoff. So yeah, I got Geno Smith on waiver. I think I showed that on the previous episode. So he was my QB2. He went off the first beginning of the season also. That's also essentially why I traded for DK. I wanted that stack, right? Zach Ertz was on IR. Shepard. This is the year Hawkinson was blowing up. So, and then Fournette was like a PPR monster because Tom Brady just kept dumping it to him. This was a great team. Chubb, Fournette, Jacobs, RB1, McCaffrey was traded to the Niners. Geno Smith was playing well. Then I actually had a bench at this time. Brock Purdy, although he was having a good, not even resurgence, just like exposure, I was still like, nah, I don't trust this guy. Like, oh, he's just a game manager. So I didn't start him. I kept starting Geno Smith towards the end of the season. McKinnon, I wavered. Piran, I wavered. Stevenson having that RB1 season. Then my home stack MVS. So I actually have a depth now. Like some of these players are startable flexes. So this is my playoff roster with a 1 week bye or week 1 bye. Move on to the playoff. So round 2, the semis, week 16. So I started Mahomes and Geno Smith. Oh man, like Ramondre, trash. Oh, I guess Mike Williams was healthy. Jacobs, trash. Geno Smith, trash. McCaffrey, under his projection, just oh my god. I don't know how I won this. Oh, the other team's team also was trash. Look at that. Nobody scored double digits. Oh, okay, it's Najee and Trevor. So luckily, destroyed this dude because his team underperformed. So did mine. But I was projected to win by 30. So, you know, expected. So finally, again, after our first championship, we're back into the championship game against the number 1 seed. So this dude was the number 1 seed. Yeah, his team was garbage at quarterback. Look at this. He had Mike Jones and Carson Wentz. But Waddle, Andrews, Godwin. Oh man, oh, this is the guy that traded for Henry, and then Henry missed like the fantasy playoff. Such unfortunate for him, at least. And then Jefferson had like 1 catch this week. That's the thing that helped me. Then Mike Williams, our 2021 pickup. Mike Williams, Jacobs showing up. Our midseason trade, McCaffrey carried us. And I priced 2 first, DK Metcalf. Wow. Trash. But hey, guess what? We won. Again. Amazing. I mean, we were projected to win by almost 20 points, but projection don't mean nothing. And We are finally back-to-back champions. Oh my god, what a feeling. After a mid off season, we managed to package our Damian Pierce for Christian McCaffrey. Back-to-back champ. Are we beginning to become a dynasty at this point? Let's review our roster. Alright, so got McCaffrey, Jacobs, Chubb. Fournette, you know, he got cut. Then Stevenson. That's a good running back room, right? That has a 2-year competing window. So we just won back-to-back. Now we have this monster of a running back room that every single one of them, at least Chubb, Jacobs, McCaffrey, and Stevenson, at least 2 years of potential RB1 season, assuming they get healthy. We got our cornerstone Mahomes, Geno Smith, who just got a contract, but essentially it's just a 1-year contract. He could get cut after the 2023 season. But our price free agency pickup Brock Purdy, who got hurt and is still hurt, but hopefully, I mean, he's projected to be the starter this upcoming season, so at least we have some depth at quarterback now, unlike last season. Even though we traded Daniel Jones. Then our wide receiver room, Amon-Ra and DK, that's a good young core. DJ Moore, stuck with Justin Fields, I don't know. Then Mike Williams, probably his last year in the Chargers uniform, but that's a good core. And then we still have Cup on IR, so this team is looking like it's gonna repeat, right? And plus, although we don't have our 24 picks, so I hate doing that, but at this point, we have a strong team. We don't need a first, but I've been looking to package DJ Moore, so, and like our low-end bench players to get more draft picks, so we'll see how that happen or will happen. But hey, future looks bright. Back-to-back champion, ridiculous running back room. I don't know, man. I think we could win 2 more, right? So thanks for watching. That's it. It's our 2022 season. We are back-to-back champ. So for the next episode, we'll go through the rookie draft. I think we have a second and a third and a fourth. We'll go through our preseason roster and what we should expect for the upcoming season. So the next episode is going to be more in depth. It's not just going to be per season. I'll review more in-season activities, so hopefully stay tuned for those. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.